Hey there, and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Darkest Attitude, absent my professional knives and all things sharp. Pull up a chair, sit on the floor, get your pens and papers ready. We're about to start class. Today, we're looking at a strider. Yes, a strider. Be specific, strider model DBL. But before we get to the knife, let's get some syllabus work out of the way, shall we? If you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad you made it. We do mainly knife reviews, plus an occasional review of some camping equipment, some survival gear, that sort of thing. On Mondays, we also do Knife Basics, What Your Daddy Forgot to Teach You. That's aimed to tell you a little bit more about knives if you're new to knife collecting in the knife world, so you have an idea of what we're talking about when we get going with all the fancy terms. If you've been with us for a while, well, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. Just got one question for you. Have you subscribed yet? Okay, so you have, and you have, and you have, and you have, and... Wait a minute. Dude, I don't care if you live in New York, okay? Yes, I know their knife laws are nuts, but it's still easy. Just hit that button right down there. It says subscribe. Then after you hit that, you hit the bell next to it. That way you get notified every time I put up a neat new video. It's a win-win situation. Win for you because you get to know about all the neat new things I do videos about. Win for me because, let's be honest, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get all these neat new things. But enough of that rambling. Let's get on to class. As I say, we're looking at the Strider model DBL. It is an interesting knife. Very sweet. As you can see, it comes in a heavy woven nylon sheath designed so you can attach it to tactical vest or put it on your belt, whichever you want. Very nice. Blade itself is a tanto style blade with tiger stripe camo. Very sweet. It's S30V steel, which is one of the newer powder steels. Very handy. As you can see, it's got Strider etched right in to it right there. And if you flip it over, you see that this one is etched with an NSN number, which stands for National... Oh, God, I just went blank. Let me double check. Yeah, National Stock Number. Sorry. It's also called a NATO Stock Number. I don't know why I have so much trouble remembering that, but I do. And if you notice, it goes on to give you the whole number there. It starts with 1095, which is amusing since it does not use 1095 steel. As I said, it uses S30V. The reason it's got the national stock or NATO stock number on it is that this was originally marketed to the military. Specifically, it was going to the Marine Corps, the rest of standard military, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines. It also went to Force Recon and SOCOM. Matter of fact, it was part of the FSBE, or Full Battle Equipment kits. Very sweet knife. I have read some places that says that since this one has the NSN number on it and the Coyote grips, that this was probably either originally issued to the military or sold on the civilian market when the military didn't have need for all that was produced. And it's a fascinating theory, but I gotta admit, after thinking about it for a while, I kind of doubt that theory. Now, here's why. If I was Strider and I was going to be making these knives. I knew most of them were going to go to the military, but I wanted to sell some on the civilian market. I put the NSN number on all of them. That way, I wouldn't have to worry about, okay, these are going to the Marines, these are going to the armies, and these are okay for civilian sale. I mean, let's be honest. Knives are not like guns. The M16 and its modern and descendants, the M4, all those, there is a real difference between them and an AR-15. The AR-15 is single fire only. You can't get a civilian legal version in select fire unless you've got a special license. But single fire doesn't do the military a damn bit of good. They need select fire. So the internal workings of the two are very different. It may look the same on the outside, but the internal is very different. Knife, I mean, how can you get more basic? You got a piece of steel that's been heat treated and tempered, and you've got handle scales. Doesn't matter whether it's military or civilian, that's still what you got. So yeah, if I was Strider, I'd be putting a national stock number on everything, just to save myself time later. The handles themselves, as I say, coyote brown, and I don't know exactly what it is. I suspect it's fiber reinforced nylon, very heavily textured, very sweet. Newer versions for the civilian market are cord wrapped instead of scales, but either way it's nice. Standard tanto blade. Word is that this was originally designed by a police officer who wanted a heavy tactical knife that he could pry with, stab with, slice with, basically do everything. And as heavy as that tip is, yeah, you probably could pry with it. I'm not going to try that because this was lent to me by one of my viewers, Tim, and I really thank Tim for lending it to me. But we're going to put it through everything else. Let's see just how well it does through our standard battery test, shall we? I don't know if Tim sharpened this at all. It looks to me like he may have sharpened the tanto edge, because the website, Strider's website, said they left that very chisel-like to survive and keep it good and solid. And it does look like there's a second bevel on that, but not much of one, so let's see. Yeah, it's cutting sweetly. Of course, as thick as that is, it's hanging up in the paper some, but not bad. Piece of cardboard. Standard corrugated cardboard. Well, it kind of destroyed that. Let's see here, if we just goes through nicely. Definitely not going to be using this to open up boxes too often. Again, it's just too thick to handle it, but the edge is cutting into the cardboard beautifully. It's just thickness of blade is hanging up before you get too far. Let's see here. Hang package test. Again, thick as that is, It's taking quite a bit. On the other hand, I mean, yeah, you're definitely not going to be opening up anything with this thing. It's just, as nice as it feels in the hand, it's just not going to do it. The blade is way, way too thick. But you could kind of expect that just by looking at it. So let's see here. Trying to find the end of the paracord here. Here we go. As far as that goes, cutting paracord fairly nice. Yeah, cuts the paracord nicely. Not bad. Not bad. Zip ties. Let's see how it does with zip ties. Military uses this even more than I do. Fantastic stuff. Handy as all get out. Hard as hell to cut. Let's see how this does, shall we? That cuts it fairly nicely. We're going to try chopping it, see how it does that way, shall we? That didn't work, but that chisel point, on the other hand, well, that's cutting it nicely. Okay. Leather. Well, you know, it's cutting the leather. Much better than I thought it would, considering how thick that blade is. I mean, that was nice. Very, very sweet. Let's see how it does on wood. And, well, yeah. I just, right in there nicely. Sweet. It's feathering it up beautifully too. Let's see how it does on batoning, shall we? Let me move things around here a little bit. I think that's going to do wonders. As I say, I mean, you go punching in, right in. I'll be honest, if this was mine, not one that was lent to me, I'd be tempted to go out to a junkyard, see how it handles a car door. That thing just, I'd probably punch right on in. But it's not mine, so I have to return it. So, yeah, it's, we're not going to return a broken blade. No matter how tempted I am, I just can't do it. There you have it. the Strider DBL with just, yeah, this thing is going to, it'll never do for everyday carry. The blade is just too thick and too heavy for opening mail or opening boxes in the mail room or even in the stock room. But I can see why the Marines love this thing. Quite frankly, I'd almost rather have this than the K-bar. And if you know me and K-bars, that's saying a hell of a lot. Just, yeah, I may just have to buy myself one of these for my own personal collection. But in the meantime, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Remember, it may be ability that decides what you can do. Maybe motivation decides what you will do. But it's attitude that decides how well you do it. So keep your attitude up, dude. In the meantime, I'll leave you with a couple videos over here I think you'll enjoy. And of course, you can always hit this target right over here to subscribe. I'll see you again next week when class is in session again. Till then, bye.